It's Madden NFL 22, and the question is, are you ready for some football? It's the Panthers and the Giants, coming up next.
We are across the Hudson from Midtown Manhattan at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey. This the scene just before we came on air. This New York crowd fired up by the arrival of their G-men as they burst from the locker room. They're ready to go as the Giants get set to match up with the Carolina Panthers. Brandon Gaudin here with Charles Davis. And CD, you look at our two quarterbacks in this one. Each of them, in his own way, with something to prove, you'd think, for 2021. Sam Darnold of the Panthers, Daniel Jones of the Giants.
And Brandon, I'll tell you, the word fear comes to mind because we know that fear is a great motivator in this league. Fear of losing your job. Fear that you don't have it anymore. Fear that your backup is really playing well and coming for your job. Your current situation may not work out. That often inspires guys to better play. Let's see if we get that in this one.
And the longtime Panther Graham Gano has us set for his start as we are underway from MetLife Stadium. Here's the all-pro returner from 2018, Andre Roberts. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. So here are the Panthers now for their opening drive. Commanding the offense will be the highly touted USC product, Sam Darnold.
And the thing with Sam Darnold is we know the skill set is there. May not be the most mobile or strongest arm quarterback in the league, but usually plays with really good poise and at his best, like a point guard in basketball, able to move around and distribute the rock.
Here's Christian McCaffrey. His pops was a Giant for 3 years. Able to break through that initial contact and winds up getting about 3 there. It's second down.
Not a lot of running room there. Not a place to make a cut and kind of exit out because they had everything bottled up. Looked to me like the linemen were taking on their blocks really well and giving up no creases.
2nd and 7. Play action. It's Darnold. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Tay Crowder coming in hard there on the blitz, and he gets him 7 yards behind the line of scrimmage. But just 2 plays in, and Charles already their first sack defensively.
Yeah, how about that? That didn't take long, did it? And now they look at 3rd down, and that's another time to try and go and get the quarterback too.
So certainly not the start they were looking for here as they come up on a 3rd and 14. Now it's Darnold. He's going to air one out for Anderson. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
That's what you're going to need to do against those big receivers. You got to get in there and get physical with them. That time he got in close, got in tight, and knocked the ball away.
So on 4th down, here's Johnny Hecker to punt it away. The former number 6 overall pick of 2019, Daniel Jones, trots out to lead this New York Giants offense.
I still remember when he was drafted, there was a little bit of controversy about how high he was selected by the New York Giants. but his talents were revealed. He can make every throw in the book. Surprisingly good athlete. As long as he takes care of the football, doesn't turn it over, he can really make plays.
Jones and the Giants now with a 1st and 10 right at the 30. On the ground, this is Saquon Barkley. Big Derek Brown making the stop.
Look, all any running back wants is a little bit of room, a little bit of space in order to maneuver. But he also understands how difficult it is for his offensive line up front. So if they give him any space, he realizes his job to make more out of it than what they give him. Picks up 3 on that carry.
On 2nd and 7, Jones. This one goes out wide for Barkley. And he's out of bounds, able to take this one up to the 35. So just 3 yards on the completion there. And just like that, it's 3rd down. Throwing, Jones. The Panther rush too strong. They get there and take him down. Off the edge, the sack by Matt Ioannidis.
It always helps for a visiting team to come in and set the tone on defense. In fact, when we talked with them prior to the game, they said they wanted this home crowd to feel like they had to hide their valuables when they were in town.
Well, the home crowd quiet now early. See if their offense can take over and get some points on the board. On 4th down, here's Jamie Gillen on to punt. Back deep here, Andre Roberts. .36 yards on the punt with no return. And the Panthers will take over now, 1st and 10. The Panthers coming back out onto the field for their 2nd drive. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at their 35-yard line. Here's Darnold. Got a man. That's Rashard Higgins. A gain of 6 there on 1st.
He decided to run a hitch route. It really helps to have a guy who can turn it loose. And, boy, he rifled one in there on that one. Not much run after catch, but it worked really well.
On 2nd down, McCaffrey. And he'll push this forward only to about the 42-yard line. It'll be a pickup of a couple, and it leaves him with a 3rd and 3. They'll try and pick it up with McCaffrey. Gets past one man. And some room to work. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35.
Play to win. Let's go.
That's his longest run of the 1st quarter. And, Charles, we talked before the game about them needing to establish the run game. They'll be looking for more of that.
And they got to the perimeter. So that tells me that that's part of the game plan of what they want to get done today. So they'll have some complimentary runs where he'll run it to the inside. But it appears that when they want the big yardage, they think they can get to the outside and make it happen.
So the drive takes them into Giants territory now. 1st and 10 at the 34. Darnold will hand off to McCaffrey. And he'll work this forward for about 3 at 2nd down.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
2nd and 6. No, scratch that. 2nd and 7. And they'll try the air now with Darnold. He's got his tight end. It's Tommy Tremble.
Many different ways to create space, but on that play, he did it with that big, wide body of his. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage on the play, but it did what it was supposed to. Pick up a first down.
On 1st and 10, Darnold. And he'll dump this off to his running back, McCaffrey. Not much there, only a yard.
Can you do any more work or make it more dramatic for not much gain than what we just saw there? Did you see how his toes got down? Tip-tap, got him down. But what did he get out of it?
He sold the sizzle. He just had no steak.
I mean, was it 1 yard?
Yeah, plays like that, you at least expect a first down. They're just 1 yard. Back to the ground attack here. It's McCaffrey. And he's going to get this pretty close to the first down marker at the Giants' 15-yard line. That was play number 7 on this drive, and it got him 7 yards.
This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him.
3rd down, here's McCaffrey. Boy, no chance as he was met and dropped behind the line there. No score after 1 on EA Sports. Panther football to start quarter number 2. And the first play will be a field goal try. This will be a 34-yard attempt. Gonzalez's kick is good. And the Panthers stake claim to a 3-0 lead. So a good kick there, and they put the bow tie on it with 3 points.
And let's face it, everybody wants a touchdown. We know that. But in the NFL, defenses are awfully good. You're not going to score each and every time. Be able to knock the ball through the post and take the 3.
By the way, I said bow tie. I meant just bow. Not the tie, but yeah.
Either way.
You got it.
I just went right past it.
After the field goal, here's Gonzalez to kick it off. Here's Richie James on the return. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped at the 23-yard line. So the Giants getting the football back here for their second drive. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. Jones and the Giants now with a 1st and 10 at their own 23. He'll drop it off with Saquon Barkley. Takes this to the 27. Give him 4 yards.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. He wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
Six yards left on 2nd down. Jones with a handoff to Barkley. And he'll push his way forward to about the 32. It's a 5-yard gain, but they'll still be a yard short here with 3rd down now looming.
And there's a run to be happy with. Good, solid yardage. You'll take that anytime you hand the ball to a back.
They'll try to run for it with Barkley. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44.
I think I saw a lot of shoulders just drop there. And what I mean by that is they finally were able to relax a little bit because that was an important play call. They needed to pick up that 1st down at this stage of the game.
Yeah, couldn't afford another quick drive and out. So a solid run by Saquon Barkley and another 1st and 10 here. Now Jones. And he'll get this underneath, dropping it off for Barkley. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. He's already proven to be a factor in the running game on this drive. Now he gets involved in the passing game.
I think what we're seeing here is the modern version of workhorse in the NFL, being able to run it and catch it with equal proficiency.
Now the Georgia Southern man, it's Matt Breida. And he'll get this down only to about the 46. But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
Here's Jones from the gun on 3rd down. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
How about this defense? They came up with a couple of big plays in this sequence, and none better than the one right there, forcing the incompletion and bringing up 4th down.
On 4th down, Joe Judge makes the decision. They're going for it. They'll run with Barkley. They only needed about 4 or 5 inches there. Relied on the big guys up front and got it done.
Yeah, this is the time to just go ahead and hit it straight ahead. No juking, right? No movement in the backfield. Take the ball and go. As I heard a coach tell a player a long time ago, save your dancing for the club, son. Just get up into that line of scrimmage.
A 1st down carry for Barkley. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up.
Well, on every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown, so a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now, hopefully get to the perimeter later, and let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on 1st down.
Jones fakes the give to Barkley. Finding Sterling Shepard for his first catch. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. Second quarter, 2 minutes remain. 3-0 our score.
I go home, boy. I ain't going nowhere. I ain't going nowhere. Let's go.
Inside the red zone here. They'll look to throw. He dumps it off to Barkley. The completion, but they go in the wrong direction. A loss of yards, and now they're dealing with a second and long.
I believe I could see what they were trying to do there, but unfortunately, the back ran out of room. Too close to the sideline. And for defenders, we're often taught, 11 on the field, those sidelines can become the 12th defender. It worked to the defense's advantage on that play.
Looking to throw again on second down. Jones, they'll set up the screen to Barkley. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. And give him 3 on the screen. He couldn't break free, and it's third down.
Boy, that was certainly well-read defensively. And the key to any screenplay is space to work. And there was none to be found there. And they tackle him for just a short gain.
Again, he'll drop to throw. He's going to be sacked back at the 23-yard line. Now the Panthers going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Now it's the Panthers' second all-time leading scorer, kicking here in a different uniform, Graham Gano. They'll spot it at the 30, so this is a 40-yard attempt. Gano's kick is good, and that will tie us at 3-3. So 3 drives now for this offense, and that field goal gives them their first 3 points.
So if you're an offensive coordinator and you're averaging a point a drive, you're in the wrong line of work, aren't you? You got to find a way to unlock the key to these defenses and put some big points on the board.
Field goals all we've had so far. 3-3 now as the kick is away. And Roberts choosing not to bring this one out. The Panthers offense here, they get ready to head back on the field. It was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You could never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
On first down, Darnold. And he overshot him there. It's out of bounds, incomplete.
Love the idea, love the concept, but you got to leave a little room on the sideline so he can fade into it when he makes the catch. That was thrown too close to it for the receiver to make a play.
So following the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 25. Darnold from the gun. That's complete out right to the tight end, Trimble. The Giants going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Five in the secondary now for the Giants here on third. A shotgun snap for Darnold. And he will find the open man. It's DJ Moore. Now the Giants will use the second of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. Here's Johnny Hacker now as he'll punt it away for the second time. This is brought in at the 21. That'll go as a punt of 42, 7 on the return. And it'll be Giant football, 1st and 10. The Giants now going to take over late in this first half. And with a little under a minute to play, they may be looking to pick up some yardage here, maybe try and come up with a field goal to seize the lead before intermission. Jones on first down. Pressure comes in. He's brought down. It's a Panther sack. Brian Burns, he's the one that got home and takes him down for a loss of 9. A CD, you know, so often we talk about quarterbacks holding on to the ball too long. Well, we can't say that there. He had no time to do much of anything.
And it appears that this was just a letdown from the offensive line, but they do have a tough job because if you're a big tackle out there on the perimeter, sometimes you don't have the agility to keep up with the defensive end who's looking to wreak havoc in the backfield, and he got there and put his man on the ground.
And this one is incomplete.
Well, as we get ready for third down, let's go back and recap here. The sack on the first play of this drive, that threw a wrench in what they were trying to accomplish because they were compelled to throw the ball on second down. A running play was not in the works. And that incompletion set up another passing down here on 3rd and long.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. This time they stay on the ground. And he's going to get this to the 31, but that is still well short of what he needed. And they're going to take a timeout defensively. So with 4th down coming up, they go ahead and burn it and say we'll see what happens. Now Jones, a final shot before break. He's going to loft one deep over the middle. He's got a man, complete. And he's going to get this deep on a Carolina side of the field. So we've reached halftime in a low-scoring affair, just a pair of field goals. 3-3 is our score. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. Welcome, everybody, to our abbreviated version of the EA Sports Halftime Report. First, though, time for a check of the next-gen stats from that first half for Carolina. And there's not much to speak of in terms of passing efficiency. But in a tie game, they know a few tweaks could make a big difference going forward.
Okay, Coach, yeah, adjustments likely going to play a big role in this third quarter in what's been a tight contest so far. Second half ready to roll. 2 field goals, the combined output in half number 1. Could be first touchdown wins. Here's James. And he returns this to the 22. Now here comes Daniel Jones and the Giants again. And maybe he's starting to wave the white flag a little bit. He's playing pretty well, but the pressure, it's got to him.
Has to find a way to step around it, step through it, or just handle it. Because, as you mentioned, he's having a pretty good day overall. Just the hits keep coming and taking those sacks. That's not the way that they want to finish a ball game with their quarterback on the ground so much.
He'd like to stay upright. When he's been upright, he's been pretty good. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. Second half begins with a run from Barkley. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
Second and 8 coming up. From the gun, Jones. Looking for Shepard deep. And that almost their first INT of the ball game. Had his sights on it, but he couldn't seal the deal. So, Charles, tie game here. What are your keys as we continue to play this second half?
I know people think it's always trite when you say the same things over and over, but they're tried and true in the game of football. Who's going to block better? Who's going to tackle better? In this case, to me, it's turnovers. You've got to take care of the football in order to win the game.
That's complete. He's got Barkley out of the backfield. And he's able to get this one up to his 30 before he's out of bounds. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards, and it'll be 4th down.
A short game that doesn't get them the first down brings up a 4th down situation.
Really nice job defensively. They knew where the sticks were. They got the stop before it. Here's Jamie Gillen now as he's on to punt for New York.
Get ready, get ready, get ready.
The Panthers offense now, they head back on the field for their first possession of the second half. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
They couldn't ask for much more to this point in the second half. A gorgeous day, one-score game. 1st and 10 here. They'll try to get the running game going with McCaffrey. And he is brought down at the 22 after a gain of 2, and it brings up 2nd down.
Well, they always talk about playing great team defense, and that was an excellent example right there. Everyone on assignment, no one in the wrong spot, everyone filling their gaps.
2nd down and 8. Back to throw, Darnold. And that is incomplete.
Well, as we all know, possessions are crucial in a tie game, and let's face it, I really didn't need to tell you that. You already knew it. So when he sees he's got nothing good going, an excellent decision to just send that one to the sideline.
So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves him staring up here at a 3rd and 8. Now Darnold. Well, it's a shuffle pass, and it's complete. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. They'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and that'll bring up 4th down. Heck of a play there to get to him quickly and get him down for a loss.
I think they did a really nice job getting ready for this game, scouting, watching film, and understanding defensively what the play design was.
Here's Johnny Hacker now as he's on to punt for Carolina. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. Fair catch called for and taken right near the 30-yard line. And New York set to take the field. And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now what you're looking for is, can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive. Jones and the Giants now with a 1st and 10 at the 31-yard line. They'll start out on the ground. It's Saquon Barkley. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. 53 yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
Partner, I remember a coaching friend of mine used to tell his running backs before games, make sure you run and jog with your offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking when those big behemoths start to create space for you up front. He did a pretty good job of just following those guys through there for a nice explosive run.
Running again with Barkley on 2nd down. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there.
2nd and inches is oftentimes an invitation for an offense coordinator to take a big shot downfield because he feels like he can come back on 3rd down and pick up the 1st down. But sometimes you just don't want to break tendency. Stay with what you are. Stay with who you know. and go get the first down. That's exactly what they did.
On 1st and 10, Jones. Throwing middle, but it's incomplete. Defensively, Charles, they continue to really limit this offense as far as yardage goes.
Yeah, you're exactly right. They've been assignment sound, staying in their lanes, keeping proper leverage, and communicating well, too.
Third quarter, all tied up. This is 2nd and 10. Operating from the gun, Jones. Gets this out to Saquon Barkley. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Panthers' 42.
Another catch for him there on this drive, Brandon, and it looks like they're going to utilize him out of the backfield any way they can. And that time they pick up a first down. So now on defense, do you assign a man to him and try and cover him before he gets going?
So they go from one 42-yard line to the other as they come up now 1st and 10. Back to throw. Jones. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
A lot of times it's that first read that you have. Maybe you get it in pre-snap and he locked in on his target, but he was covered quite well, and that one's incomplete.
Third quarter from MetLife Stadium. Here's a 2nd and 10. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Oh, nice move. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Panthers' 17-yard line. A big play there on the catch and run.
Now what we're seeing, this is much better from this offense because so far in this game, no touchdown to this point. And what's usually a direct correlation? Very few explosive plays. That's been their issue, not able to make that big shot downfield or break one off, but a nice game there for a first down.
Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. Here's a give to Barkley. And after the broken tackle, couldn't get free for much space, taken down right at the 10. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
That's a strong pickup right there on first down, and as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
4 yards remain for 2nd down. They'll go to Barkley again, and he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line.
Let's go, boys. Let's go.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football in that situation. That's almost a tendency breaker.
A kicker fest so far, all points via field goals. They're hoping to change that right here. And Barkley will try to punch it in. And he pushes forward but comes up short of the goal line as he'll get a yard down to about the 1.
It is definitely hard to find space near the goal line. You always want to have a guy in the game running it who can create his own.
On 2nd down, here's Barkley. And he will take it on in for a giant touchdown. A 1-yard touchdown run from Saquon Barkley. And the Giants have taken the lead. Gano the extra point. And the lead is now 10-3. And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this third quarter. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Back now here at MetLife Stadium, where the fourth quarter will begin with a kickoff following the score on the final play of the third quarter. Gano out to kick this one away. On the return, Andre Roberts from his end zone. And he's only going to make it to the 13-yard line and no further. The Carolina offense about ready to go. And now, after the touchdown a moment ago, they work from behind in a 7-point game in this fourth quarter. Plenty of time on the clock. From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. The drive begins with a run by McCaffrey. Shifts by him, and he works it across the 25 before being tackled. 50 yards rushing now on 8 carries for him so far. I tell you, they didn't give it to him much through the first 3 quarters, but when they have, he's been efficient. Maybe they ride him more here down the stretch.
Yeah, not sure it was actually in the game plan for him to have as few carries as he has, but it might play out really well for them now. As you noted, if they want to ride him down the stretch, he should have fresh legs.
McCaffrey. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27.
Well, sometimes as a running back, you've got to be able to improvise when the hole's not where you expect it to be. But in this case, there wasn't any improvisation that he could do that was going to work. Kind of like if you're trying to be a comedian on open mic night at the Improv and you run into a tough crowd.
From the 27, Darnold. This pass complete to Higgins. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up 3rd down.
Let's make this one simple. What a catch, especially the finishing part of getting his feet in bounds, toe tapping, and of course, foot dragging.
Little tapestry, if you will.
Oh, I like it.
The Panthers on 3rd down, just 1 for 5 to this point. This will be 3rd and 6. There's Tremble, the tight end. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. A big play that time on the catch and run.
Oftentimes now, offenses aren't nearly as precise as days gone by. They just tell receivers, find an open patch of grass and let the quarterback find you. And that's exactly what they did on that play. First with the pass through the air, nice chunk of yardage there, and then additional pickup with his legs after the catch.
So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Shotgun handoff now to McCaffrey. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. The tackle made by Blake Martinez.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
Under 4 to go now as the clock runs and they come up on 2nd down. Out of the shotgun, here's Darnold. Got his man, Robbie Anderson. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1. Now it's Darnold. And that is incomplete.
They really had a good drive going there, but a nice recovery by the defense these past few downs, able to knock that one away on 3rd down and bring up what I think for the offense, an unexpected 4th down here.
Matt Rule, a risk taker in college, going for it. Needing the tough yards, they run it with their fullback. And he will have a 1st down at about the 21-yard line.
And yes, everyone, that was the fullback carrying the football. I know it's a dying breed, it's a dying position for a lot of people, but I still think it's valuable and important, especially one who can carry the ball.
And you need short yardage. What makes sense? Go to a big body, let him plow forward just like he did there.
It's still a big man's game.
A 1st down throw, Darnold. Here's Higgins out on the right side. And a couple of yards as they move it from the 21 to the 19. Boy, the evolution of the game and how these guys on plays like that can get out of the pocket, keep plays alive, it just makes things so much harder for defenses.
It really does, and we're talking about an era in the game where the quarterbacks are the most athletically gifted that we've seen in a bunch. I mean, when you talk about collectively, it's unbelievable. So their ability to move is practiced now. It's not necessarily, oh, he just took off and you guys figure it out. When he takes off, everyone knows where to go now. They know how to run routes, change things, make themselves presentable for the quarterback. That's a lot of time that they put in on it. It's not just your static 1, 2, 3. This is where the ball goes anymore.
So it's Panther football as we welcome you back. They face a critical third down now, needing a score here in the late going. They'll set up the screen to McCaffrey. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5.
I like the design that we're seeing right there. This is what they need. Down by a touchdown here in the 4th. They just need to keep working their way downfield. And when they see openings, take their shots.
A looming decision to make on the conversion, down 7. But first things first, they need to score as they come up on 1st and goal. Now, here's a look for the end zone, but that one's going to wind up incomplete. Couple extra defensive backs out there in the dime, and because of that, really not many places to throw the football, if any.
And typically, what would you want to do against that dime?
Run the football.
You want to run the ball, but you can't do it in this situation. Not nearly enough time on the clock. You having to really navigate against a tough defense presented against you.
Now Darnold. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. I guess you can't be afraid to take those chances late in the game. He tried to fit that one in there. Nice job, though, defensively.
But to your point, it was a nice job of knocking the ball away. But you're also right. You can't be afraid to take those chances. That means your guys going downfield to catch the ball, they've got to elevate their game and come down with these in order to keep your offense moving.
Here's Darnold. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. Figuring they're going for it on 4th down. Remember, though, they do have all 3 timeouts, so even if they don't get it, all is not lost.
Yeah, normally in this situation, when you're talking about having to go for it, everything is in this play. But as you noted, with those 3 timeouts, they actually have a little bit of a safety net. Likely the play of the game here, trailing in the final quarter and going for it on 4th and goal. That is caught. It's Anderson. Touchdown, Panthers. A 5-yard touchdown catch. And the Panthers are an extra point away from tying this game here in the final minutes. Well, the hard part's done. Now they just need to split the post, tie it up, but then their defense is going to have to hold up to send it to overtime. Yeah, no matter what. I know there's an inclination in it when you have momentum to go for 2 here, but if you miss it, you don't give your defense a chance at all. Plus, been a good game. I want to see overtime. I'm selfish. You obviously don't have a flight to catch.
Tomorrow, Zane Gonzalez on for the extra point. And no sweat, he puts it through, and we are tied here in the 4th. That drive, a long one, spanning 15 plays, and Carolina scores to cap it off. All level now at 10 apiece as the kick's away. And we see James. He will not return it, and they'll bring it out to the 25. Back on offense, New York gets set to take over. They've got work to do, but they do still have a bit of time here.
And they've got to feel comfortable with that, but they have all their play sequences called. If they get out of bounds, that allows them to huddle and call another play. But if they don't, it's hurry up to the line of scrimmage and either spike it and stop the clock or continue to move it downfield in order to try and get in range and win this game.
See if they can do just that. Jones. And this one caught along the sideline, but they say already out of bounds. Now the throw didn't give him a chance to turn it upfield, and that brings up second down. So he's unable to complete it there, and just not the game that you would expect from him. He's been off the mark really start to finish.
Yeah, it makes you wonder what exactly is going on. Is he a little bit dinged up here, or is he just off just by a bit? Maybe he can get it back in this situation. He'll need to.
And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Brian Burns able to get in there for his second sack of the afternoon.
Brandon, that's just football 101. If you're out of the pocket, you've got to get rid of the football in this situation. You cannot take a sack in a 2-minute drill.
After that sack, 3rd and long, tough spot for Jones and the Giants. On 3rd down, Barkley. And not a whole lot to speak of there as they'll bring him down shy of the 20. Now the Panthers going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game. Here's Jamie Gillen now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. A 41-yard punt there with no return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Carolina getting set to take the field. They have a little bit of time here to get into field goal range. Not much. A tie game, you don't want to do anything crazy, right?
I agree with you on that one. Risk reward, okay? If you go for it, what is the absolute reward on this? But the risk is probably greater. Run the clock out, get to overtime, and try and win it there.
All right, we'll see if they do just that. Good starting position for the Panthers as they come up 1st and 10 at their 36-yard line. Darnold. That caught by Tremble. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45.
Here we go.
That's a pretty throw right there. That ball's in the air a long time, but it's right on the money on the right sideline. A really good route. Moving the defenders towards the middle of the field before breaking to the sideline. What a completion there. Big-time arm strength. Very nice route.
Darnold to throw. Over the middle, complete. That's more. The Panthers going to use the second of their timeouts as they stop it with 14 seconds to go in the game. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. Darnold will hand off to McCaffrey. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down. And we are set for a great finish as that timeout comes in with 2 seconds to go in this football game. And everything right now rests on the right foot of Zane Gonzalez. And we will get a timeout with 2 ticks left. And everything right now rests on the right foot of Zane Gonzalez. 2 seconds on the clock. This for the win. And this one is right through. And the Panthers have won the football game. So this one is over. A victory for Carolina. And you look back over the score sheet. Interesting. A very clean game. No turnovers by either side.
an absolute rarity when we watch games now because defenses have put such an emphasis on taking the ball away. Well, what we saw here was offenses spending their time saying, look, you know they're coming for it. Ball security is paramount. So they worked on that, not just a week of practice, but I'm sure all during training camp. Make sure when you have it, tuck it away because danger lurks everywhere you turn.